But this Dalai Lama situation, the fact that these people in the news are saying His Holiness has come out and he's apologized. His Holiness ain't shit holy about that motherfucker. Ain't shit holy about that damn man. That man is sick. That man is sick. Just, it ain't even had nothing to do with just him sucking his tongue. He made me uncomfortable way before he even asked the little boy to suck his damn tongue. Shit, I was already uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with him nudging the little boy's head together with his and rubbing all on the boy, rubbing on the boy, and then that creepy ass look that he was giving the boy and the smile he was giving him. That was creepy. That was creepy. You know, and then it just brings me back again to this book that I read called it was The Gods of Eden, and also Behold a Pale Horse. Behold a Pale Horse. If y'all ain't read that book, man, y'all gotta read that book. It's an audio book. You can look it up on YouTube and listen to it. Behold a Pale Horse. I heard about it from Busta Rhymes when he was on Drink Champs, because sometimes I like to sit and watch Drink Champs interview, and Busta Rhymes was on there, and he went to talking about Behold a Pale Horse. And the host on the show had said to Busta Rhymes, he was like, dude, I swear up and down, you predicted 2020. You predicted this shit. And Busta Rhymes was like, man, I ain't predict nothing. He said, all the information that was coming to me, he said, I became a fanatic about it. And I was like, damn, I can relate, Busta Rhymes, because I'm like somewhat of a fanatic about it too. He said, I became a fanatic about it. He said, this information was out there. Anybody could have come across this information. He said, I was just a fanatic about it, and others weren't. And come to find out, and he was incorporating a lot of the stuff into his songs and into his music. So when some of the shit actually happened, when some of that stuff actually happened, you know, the folks out here like, wait a minute, that dude predicted this stuff. But it's like, nah, people had been talking about this stuff, man. Like, he started to open up when he read that book of Behold the Pale Horse. And that book talks about everything, like how they be out here brainwashing us, manipulating us, how the government behind stuff, how they hid the alien agenda, and they still are doing it to this day. And the book, The Gods of Eden, is pretty much, and then also there was this guy called, that I followed years ago. What was his name? I had him on my page. I don't know if them videos got taken down. No, I think it's still on my Instagram. Still on my Instagram. You can scroll down. But this guy basically was stating that we are spiritual beings just inhabiting fleshly bodies, right? And if we don't start to understand that we are not physical, we need to start putting so much emphasis on, you know, materialistic, superficial shit, outside appearance shit, and we need to start focusing more on the spiritual and spirituality, and connecting with each other. We literally, if we were to open ourselves up spiritually, like they put stuff in our food to keep our third eye closed, to keep us dummied down, to keep our brains only going so much, to keep us enslaved, and that's it. A lot of people's brains don't go that far, or a lot of times they don't even want to go that far. But it's like, you don't understand that you're keeping yourself trapped. You're keeping yourself enslaved. You're keeping your generations of kids and everybody else enslaved in the systems and stuff like that. And this guy was stating, like, if we don't wake up, eventually it's going to be too late, and we will never be able to wake up. We will be enslaved forever. We're so focused on this outside physical world that we're not realizing that, don't y'all understand, like, life is short? We live for only so long. If you're lucky, you make it to 80 and 90. And there's something that we're supposed to be learning while we're here. If you're spending all your time on building up generational wealth and working and just stacking money, and you pray here and there, you know, it's like, it is said that Jesus, that's what he came here for, and that's why they killed him. Jesus was trying to awaken people up to a higher, more spiritual level. How many times have you been in the car with somebody and they started, you know, they may be singing a song in their head. You may be singing a song in your head. Then all of a sudden they just start saying it. Or a person that finishes your sentences. It's like, people are able to connect on spiritual levels like that, like on a deep spiritual level. You got twins out here where one feels pain, the other one feels pain too. How is that? That's spiritual. Yeah, I just think so many people are brainwashed, and it's going to be hard for you to wake up. If a person tells you not to question something, don't question it, just do it. You've been saying it for so long. Now you're saying it to other people when they do come to you with questions. Don't question it. Just do it. Just have faith. If you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, if you're Muslim in Islam, if you're Christian, if you're Baptist, if you're Pentecostal, whatever, you ain't come to that on your own. That was part to you most likely when you was a kid. I do think there are some people that, of course, have come to it on their own. But most people, I'm just saying the majority, most people don't. Most people, it's just traditional within your family. That's the religion that my family followed. That's religion that I followed. Religion brainwashes you in ways that a lot of people don't know, and it keeps you stuck, keeps you from learning, keeps you divided. I don't see nothing. I see some good that comes out of religion, but I see a lot of bad that comes out of religion too. I see a lot of bad. I see a lot of BS. Especially with your TD Jakes out here, like I stated. This man got over $150 million. Why you just sitting on $150 million? And you supposed to be a pastor out here guiding people to Jesus, guiding people to God. But if we don't get out of this physical aspect of everything and understand that we are spiritual beings and start to connect with each other on a more spiritual level, the way that we interact with each other affects everything. It affects the animals. It affects the earth. Look at the earth. Like, you got climate is changing, and, you know what I'm saying? And we're destroying the earth, all this trash that's being produced and stuff like that. We're destroying the freaking earth, man. We're brutalizing animals like it ain't nothing. And I just don't think that human beings are living the way that God intended for us to live. I don't know. But then again, maybe so. Maybe God was like, let me just throw some human beings down there and see what happens. Let me see what they can build up. Let me see what they can create. And the crazy thing is, you have a small group of people that have an image. And they've created a society. And we're their minions. All right? We're literally like they damn minions, bitch. We they slaves. Do what the hell, we have to live within their system. Their system that they created. Their dream. This is somebody else's dream. That they created. And we're living, just stuck in it. And if you don't want to be stuck in it, you can leave from out of this dream. You can move somewhere else to another country. But then guess what? You're going to be living in somebody else's goddamn dream. Unless maybe you got millions or billions like a Jay-Z, somebody where you can go buy your own freaking island and just get the hell away from everybody. Now, I'm going to end things with this. I got to get on into work. I'm sitting here just ranting or whatever. But I will say this. I will say this. If you are questioning whether you're brainwashed or not, or whether you've been manipulated in some types of ways, just look at it like this. Look at a plantation back in the days. I remember watching this, I remember coming across it was a book that I was reading. I believe it's called Black Boy. It was a book that was a really good book too. And the guy, he grew up in the South and all that, and he witnessed a lot of stuff. And what he didn't understand was, he was like, how do you got one master, 3 overseers on the plantation? You maybe got like 5 white dudes. You maybe had like 5 white dudes running a plantation of like 300 to 500 blacks. And the kid was asking his mom one day, he was like, why don't they just fight back? It's like, it's 5 white men and it's 500 of them. Why don't they just fight back? And said his mama slapped the shit out of him because mainly she was afraid. Like, don't say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? She afraid of the white people. Like, if somebody heard you say that. And fear keeps your ass stuck. You know what I'm saying? Fear keeps you stuck. Keeps you trapped. But I never understood that. Even when I was watching the documentary, I watch a lot of Nazi documentaries, like the Hitler thing. I don't even know if I'm slightly obsessed. I don't know. But I watch a lot of those documentaries and stuff. And it was one where I was watching one of the concentration camps. I see all of these Jewish people. Hundreds and hundreds of Jewish people. Thousands of Jewish people. And it was maybe like 10 SS dudes, 10 SS guards or something like that. I think that's what they call them, the SS guards or something. It was like 10 of those guards. And I'm like, how in the hell? It's only 10 of them. And it's like 1,000 Jews there. Why don't the Jews just beat the shit out of these motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? To get their freedom. Like, that I ain't understand. But then I had to think about my own people too. I said the same thing with black people. How you let, 5 white people run 500? You know, they obviously did different than Haiti. Haiti, they must have had a leader. It had to have been like a king or something over there that they took, or some type of leader. Because in Haiti, they, you know what I'm saying, they slaughtered their ass and they fought back. But over in America, it's like, yeah, and I see that now. We have a small group of people. Y'all don't even know. The government don't run shit. It's a smaller group that runs everything. Like they say, some things start with a thought first. You know, that's how manifestation happens. Everything starts with a thought. So if I can think it, I can create it. So if that information is out there, it is possible that it can possibly happen. All right? And a lot of people might be like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, that sounds crazy or whatever, whatnot, this, and the third. But it's still possible. Anything can manifest. Anything can happen. If this is something that, and listen, and this is what Busta Rhymes was basically stating. Like, he basically was stating, like, he said the thing that made him become so much of a fanatic about it is just the fact that, you know, somebody actually came up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody thought this shit up. They was to start rounding us up, doing depopulation, you know, taking us to camps and stuff like that for real and all that stuff. Man, like, that would be freaking insane. So to him, he was just so fascinated about it, like, that would be crazy if some shit like that actually freaking happened. You know, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. I just think that the Dalai Lama situation is sick. It's a sick situation, and that man is definitely a pedo, and y'all should not be out here calling him the holiest one, because he ain't no goddamn holiest one.